Hey everyone, and welcome back to another trip report. Today we'll be checking out the business class Qsuite, which is my favorite business class. Even though I did have a decent time on board Qatar's A320, this next upcoming flight to New York to JFK is a lot more exciting. I have a 2.5-hour layover here at one of the world's best airports, that being Doha's Hamad International, before my next flight to New York JFK with Qatar Airways on their A350-1000, and I'm going to be spending most of this layover at the Mourjan Business Class Lounge, which is Qatar's flagship business class lounge here at Doha's Hamad Airport, and it is among the world's best business class lounge, so I can't wait to show you guys. I already made a video about this. Security was pretty quick, which I already went through. Now it's up to the Mourjan Business Class Lounge, which is located up there, as you can see. In my personal opinion, this is the best business class lounge in the world, and for someone who's only flown international first class once, this may very well be the best lounge I've so far been to. The Mourjan Lounge is not only one of the best business class lounges in the world, but it's also really large. As you can see, there's the a la carte fine dining restaurant at the second level of the lounge. On the first level of the lounge, you'll find mostly seating and other luxurious amenities, pretty much anything you could want in a business class lounge. There's this beautiful reflective pool, which I think is a really nice feature to have in an airport lounge. And as you can see, this space is truly mesmerizing. You'll find plenty of comfortable seating, as well as the staircase, which looks incredibly beautiful, leading up to the a la carte dining area. Considering that it is currently breakfast hour, you will find some pastries over here at the lounge, which look pretty delicious, as you can see. When I was at the Mourjan Business Class Lounge, it was during breakfast, so the buffet featured many items, such as cheese, cold cuts, fruit, yogurts, Arabic mezes, and the list just goes on. There were also some salads, as well as a cart filled with breads and pastries. Lounge, there was also a bar where you could order beverages such as coffee, tea, cocktails, mocktails, and there was even a wine selection available for the adult travelers. However, I was really happy to find Sojeni, which is this luxurious non-alcoholic bubbly beverage, and I highly recommend trying it. The staff who worked at the bar were really friendly and courteous. Over here, you'll find some hot food options, as well as some omelets and rice and other types of meats and dairy products. You'll find some more hot food items, but the best part over here is where you'll find tons of bread and pastry selections. To go along with my breakfast, I made myself a decaffeinated cappuccino. In the lounge, they let you select all the breads and pastries they want, and they put it in this cute little basket. What a nice touch to the Qatar Airways fine dining experience. For the first of two breakfasts I'd be having today, both of which contained eggs, I opted for the Eggs Benedict, which was beautifully presented and tasted great. So guys, now that we already had a look at the wonderful food this lounge has to offer, we're going to have a look at the seating, which, in my opinion, is one of the most important parts of an airport lounge. And look at the Mourjan Business Class Lounge, you guys. There are plenty of comfortable spots to sit, and, of course, they got lots of other spots to lounge around. This is one of my favorite areas of the lounge, inside this quiet space. Over there's the business center, which is good to get some work done if you have. So it's a really large lounge. Every amenity you could think of in this lounge. You got 2 restaurants. You also got shower suites. You got a prayer room. This lounge truly has it all, as you can see. And there's some more seats over here. Throughout the lounge, you can find those non-alcoholic self-serve bars, which I personally find to be helpful. Now, this lounge is probably better than the Emirates lounge in Dubai. Now let's have a look at the shower suites in the Mourjan Business Class Lounge, as well as the other amenities this lounge has to offer, besides the main dining facility and the seats. So this restaurant is more of a cafe where you can find sandwiches, salads, and Arabic mezes. I really like spending a lot of time here. Great place to get some work done, and you'll find plenty of high-top seating. Really nice high ceilings as well as these incredible light fixtures. Now to the left, you'll find a gaming room, as well as a relaxation area and a kids' play area. The gaming room has Xboxes, PlayStation 5s, and there's also a table for foosball. Now to the main event of amenities in the lounge, the shower suites. Now, in order to reserve a shower suite, you're going to have to put your name down and wait for a spot to open up. Now, while I was waiting for my spot, I spent my time in one of these relaxation pods. As you can see, you're going to have to reserve one of these as well, but unlike the shower suites, it's easier for the relaxation pods to open up, so I was able to get in one of them easily. In this pod, you'll find luxurious amenities such as a TV, plenty of space to store your clothes, as well as a comfortable chair and couch. You can also ask for a blanket, which are available on request. In the shower suite, you'll find Diptyque products, which are very expensive and luxurious. This is luxury. You'll find Diptyque shampoo, conditioner, shower gels, and so on, as well as some lotion. There's a shower head and a smaller shower if you need it, as well as a shower mat, which is provided in the shower. You have towels, as well as a nice big sink, Diptyque hand washing soap, cream, towels, and we also have a nice big mirror, which is illuminated. There's also a closet where you can store clothes while showering or while refreshing before your flight. You will also have the toilet with the bidet function, as well as toilet paper, and besides that, that's all you'll find in the shower suite. So, pretty luxurious amenities, very impressive if you ask me. Definitely the perfect way to refresh before a long-haul flight. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that was an incredible shower, but as much as I feel sad to leave, I gotta go board my Qsuite flight to New York. Guys, that was an incredibly great business class lounge, but unfortunately, I have to board my flight, though. I wish I could stay 24 hours longer and then board my Qsuite flight to New York. It's currently boarding and it leaves in about 45 minutes, so we're going to go and head to the Sea Gates, which is where all flights from Doha to the States and Canada depart. Before boarding my flight to New York, of course I had to stop and stare at this famous teddy bear with a lamp, which is the icon of Doha's Hamad International Airport. I'm really going to miss it here at DOH, which is the world's second best airport. All flights from Doha to the States and Canada depart from the Sea Gates, and that's because these are the only gates in the entire terminal with extra security screenings before boarding. So basically, once you enter the gate area, you cannot get out. This process can sometimes take over an hour, which is why many US-bound flights from Doha never depart on time. But anyways, parked at gate C1 is the beautiful Airbus A350-1000 that's going to be taking us to JFK. What a sleek and modern aircraft. Boarding commenced through two jet bridges, one of which was for economy and the other was for business class passengers. Both jet bridges offer an incredible view of the aircraft, and as I made the walk down the business class jet bridge, I was really excited to be flying in Qatar Airways Qsuites once again. Here is the business class Qsuite cabin on the Airbus A350-1000, and here's my seat for today's flight, or suite I should say, 3K. Upon boarding, each Qsuite was stocked with an amenity kit, a take-home pillow, a blanket, and there was also a larger pillow that you cannot take home, but this was primarily used for the bed. Before departure, each business class passenger was provided with a pre-departure beverage of choice. I opted for lemon mint, which is Qatar's signature beverage, and it was really nice and refreshing. The beverage was provided with a refreshing towel by Diptyque. Unlike many other airlines in business class, the flight attendants on Qatar Airways serve the pre-departure beverages individually, which is well appreciated, representing how personalized the service is on Qatar Airways in business class. Cheers to lemon mint on Qatar Airways. Before departure, the business class flight attendants provided each passenger with a menu card as well as a wine list. Now, obviously I'm not allowed to drink given my age, but I still figured I'd film it for those of you who are adult travelers. I'm not gonna lie, but I was pretty shocked that pajamas were provided on this business class flight, which is a service standard closer to first rather than your typical business class. And even for the airlines who provide these in first class, it's usually on overnight flights, but today's flight will take place all during the day. The pajamas are really great, provided from the White Company in London. In the Qsuite, there's a literature pocket which contains the 2 safety information cards.
Exits and walkways must be kept clear at all times. Baggage should be securely stowed in the overhead compartments or under the seats in front of you. Take care when opening overhead lockers, as items may fall out. In-flight entertainment monitors must be open. The Qsuite door will be locked in the open position by the crew and should remain open for taxi, takeoff and landing.
I'll give you guys a seat tour, or or should I say suite tour, starting off with the IFE. So in front we have the Qsuite in-flight entertainment system, which is touchscreen. You can also use the IFE remote to control, and the IFE remote pops out like this, as you can see. The remote is touchscreen, and it kind of looks like a phone, except it has a wire attached to the seat, and it looks pretty nice and pretty modern for an IFE remote. So we also have 2 USB charging ports, as well as some buttons to control the screen beneath the IFE screen itself. And over here we have the tray table, which easily pops out like this, and then we can fold it over. The tray table is a great size. It's good for both eating and getting some work done. And to put it back, we simply just fold it over, and then we return it to its position. Then over here we have the seat controls, as well as a do not disturb button. These are the seat controls, as you can see. And we have a mini cubby shelf thing here, which is good for storing things. Over here we have the seat back pocket, which is pretty small, as you can see, and it only contains a safety cord, nothing else really. We also have a USB port here, universal plug, and a headphone jack. Not sure what this is. It looks like something you could use for a credit card, but not sure what it is exactly. And then over here we have a drinks table. Currently my pillow, amenity kit bag, as well as my blanket are currently on it. Later on during the flight, I'm going to keep my nuts as well as my drink on this flat surface. It's a pretty nice flat surface, as you can see. But the best feature of this business class suite is the door, and when it's closed, you get maximum privacy, but considering that we just took off, the privacy is not great, so as you can see, I tried to close the door, it easily slides back, so maybe once we're at our cruising altitude, I'll close the door in complete privacy. Over here, we have a reading light and a coat hook, as you can see. The coat hook is kind of small, and then we have the reading light, which turns on with one push of a button. The details and the seat finishes are incredibly beautiful, as you can see. Really nice patterns, and the door also has some pretty nice patterns, as you can see, as well as this part. I just love the wall and how nice the cabin feels. Something that I love about the Qsuite cabin on the A350 is the fact that there are no central overhead bins, and it just feels very open. That makes the cabin feel much more vibrant and much more open and airy, which is something that I really like. Another useful feature you'll find in your Qsuite is the storage compartment, as you can see, which opens with this button. Inside, you will find a water bottle, as well as the Qsuite headphones to control the Qsuite in-flight entertainment system. I also found the sick bag here, which is like for wastes. I put my menu here, as well as my pajamas provided by the White Company based out of London. We'll have a look at those later. And something that's really cool about this is the fact that this can double as an armrest. So the button below that, I believe you easily raise it up, and then it kind of becomes like an armrest. Also, if you want to lower it, I'm sure that you simply just like push it downwards, and then it's no longer like an armrest because it's in the lower position. You then have a really comfortable seat, which is fully lie flat at 180 degrees. As you can see, the legroom in the Qatar Airways Qsuite is very generous and spacious. I found it adequately luxurious throughout the flight. Let's have a look at the amenities kit provided by Diptyque. Starting off, we have the socks, eye mask, and earplugs. We also have this little bag filled with all sorts of goods such as lip balm and facial cream and body lotion, QR code, as well as a bottle of cologne. The toothbrush and toothpaste can be found in the lavatory, and it didn't really matter to me that they were not provided in the amenity kit itself. Let's have a look at the in-flight entertainment system on this Qatar Airways Airbus A350-1000 in the Qsuite. This is called Qsuite, and it's controlled by using the touchscreen function, or you can use the in-flight entertainment remote located at the side of the seat. As you can see, the language is currently set to Russian, so you can easily change that by selecting on the language and changing it to English. We have about 13 hours left in the flight to JFK, and there are plenty of good movie options besides the flight map, and there's also TV shows. There's even a slot for kids' entertainment. But in terms of movies, we got Hollywood, Arabic, Bollywood, African, world cinema, and there's even a slot where you can select the movies by your language of choice, starting off with the Arabic movies as shown. As you can see, there are just tons of different options, endless amounts of choices. You're definitely gonna need entertainment when flying with Qatar Airways because their Org-1 system, it's just so great. It's brilliantly designed and it was really easy to navigate. I'd say that Emirates Ice in-flight entertainment system is a lot better, but I can see this becoming the future Netflix given the fact that there's an amazing selection of in-flight entertainment choices for movies and TV shows. Now let's have a look at the 3D map, which is just incredible. It's really easy to use and navigate, and you can see where you are in the world. Let's have a look at the menu provided for today's flight. This consists of the breakfast and lunch options that will be provided on today's flight, as well as a look at the non-alcoholic beverages. Feel free to pause the video for a closer look at the menu. The menu also displays options such as light snacks you could want throughout the flight. The alcoholic beverages are mentioned in the wine list menu, but as you can see, the non-alcoholic beverages are found in the menu card. The first of two main meals served on this flight was breakfast, and for my beverage choice, I opted for the non-alcoholic pineapple margarita mocktail, which was served with warm nuts, so cheers. It was very refreshing. I started off my morning meal with a light dish, and for this I chose to sample the seasonal fresh fruit plate, which consists of seasonal fresh fruits. Everything on this plate was really delicious and refreshing. Now anyways, to the main event of the breakfast was the California-style omelet, which tasted delicious, served with some mushrooms, spinach, as well as some avocado. Condiments were also provided, however I opted not to have them since I'm not really a huge fan of ketchup and mustard and Tabasco. However, this omelet still tasted amazing, like it was fresh out of the kitchen at a Michelin star restaurant. Highly recommend the omelets on Qatar Airways. After having breakfast, I went into the lavatory to change into the pajamas. Oh, and I'm so sorry about the flicker. It is the absolute most annoying thing ever, especially when recording. I'm currently here in the business class lavatory on the Qatar Airways Airbus A350-1000. So starting off, we have a mirror in front. We also have this mini vanity mirror, which looks like this, as you can see. We also have a sink, which looks like this. Pretty large for a sink you could find in a bathroom on an airplane, which I personally think is cool. We also have the soap provided by Diptyque, which in my opinion is pure luxury, which it is. I personally love these Diptyque products. And for those of you who know that I love these Diptyque products, you guys might know that I took a long time in the shower earlier in the video because it was just so relaxing in the business class lounge. It felt very soothing and comfortable. The shower was also very luxurious and spacious. And yeah, so that's it for the Diptyque products. We also have a couple more Diptyque products up here. We have like some cream as well as some like spray, I believe. We have those Qatar Airways cups with the Qatar Airways logo that's currently upside down. Tissues, napkins, and we also got a toilet seat, another mirror on the other side, and we also got this thing you use to change a baby's diaper. But the best part of this lavatory, and I decided to save the best for last, is a window. And yeah, you heard me correct. There is a window in this business class lavatory. In business class, Qatar Airways provides these comfortable pajamas from the White Company in London, so let's change into them. After changing into my White Company pajamas, I turn my seat into a fully lie-flat bed, and as you can see, just look at how incredibly comfortable it is. Mattress pads are available on request in Qatar Airways business class. With the door fully closed and complete privacy, the Qatar Airways Qsuite bed is probably one of the best business class beds that there is in the entire world, and it's really comfortable, feeling like your own private cocoon. The blanket itself is nice, thick, and comfortable, with the pillows being incredibly soft and plush. This kind of feels like a bed that I'd have in my own bedroom at home. Now that we have the bed made, there's only one more thing to do, and that's to close the door to have the Qsuite bed in complete privacy. After getting some really good sleep, I asked the crew for a cardamom carrot chai, and it only took them about 3.5 minutes, which I think is pretty impressive for a really good Qatar Airways crew. And I also like the fact that the crew on my flight suggested snacks to go along with my beverage choices. This really shows that Qatar Airways crew members really care about what their passengers enjoy in terms of food and beverages. There were many parts of the flight when I felt like the flight attendants were looking after their own child. I managed to get some more shut-eye after having a mid-flight snack and beverage. About 7.5 hours away from arrival in New York, while flying over Poland, I ordered my lunch, starting off with the artisan breads, served with salt, pepper, a slab of butter, as well as olive oil. I really liked the artisan breads, and they were delicious. I really like how Qatar Airways serves the meals restaurant style, like how you'd expect at a fine dining restaurant, and not on a tray. For example, this artificial candle is so extra, but it really contributes to luxuriousness while flying in business class rather than being in first class. Qatar Airways Qsuites feels like flying in first class, especially when it comes to the fine dining, even though it's actually at a business class price. For my appetizer, I chose to have the Arabic mezza, which was beautifully presented and tasted great. I really liked the hummus in particular, which was very flavorful, especially with that olive oil, and the chickpea in the center was a nice touch. The tabbouleh salad was nice, refreshing, and healthy, and I kinda got used to the taste with all those herbs, unlike with the last time I had this tabbouleh salad on the Doha to Ahmedabad flight. Everything here was really good. For my entree, I chose to have the vegan laksa, which tasted delicious. It was served with these thin glass noodles in a Thai curry sauce, along with sweet potatoes, broccoli, peppers, as well as tofu pieces. Everything here was really delicious within this vegan laksa, and I would highly recommend it if you're flying with Qatar Airways in business class. Easily one of the best meals I've ever had on a business class flight. I wrapped up the meal with a double chocolate tart, which was very delicious and chocolatey. However, the fruit provided on the side was a little dry. I spent pretty much the rest of the entire flight exploring the Orcs One entertainment system and dozing off. With less than 2 hours to go in the flight attendants went through the cabin, passing out Ladderdox with chocolates to business class passengers. Both chocolates in the box were very delicious, and the flight attendants personally thanked his passengers for flying with Qatar Airways, which was a very nice touch. One of my favorite business class amenities is the rose-scented hot towels on Qatar Airways, which were passed out before landing. Before we arrive at New York's JFK, which will happen in about an hour and a half from now, I thought I might go over the concluding thoughts of today's flight. Now, so far, Qatar Airways Qsuites, it's a great way to travel, it's incredibly spacious and luxurious, so we'll have a look at all the important factors. So, no thoughts on the check-in or security experience, though there was a small security check because I came off a connecting flight, and that was honestly not bad. Then I headed straight to the lounge because they were located, right next to each other, and the Mourjan Business Lounge at Doha Hamad Airport is really good. In my opinion, that is a 5-star business class lounge. Plenty of free food and drinks. They have plenty of comfortable seating. The shower suites are incredibly spacious, and now the shower suites are one of my favorite features of the lounge. And if you don't like cold showers, or if you don't like hot showers, then it might be a bit harder to navigate the temperature. But the shower suites are spacious, so the temperature is the only part of the shower, the only part of the lounge for that matter, which in my opinion is not great. But otherwise, the shower suites in the lounge are great, and everything else about the lounge is great. 2 restaurants, they have spacious bathrooms, there's a prayer room, a smoking room, a game room, a business center, lots of those different useful amenities that you won't find at many lounges, which I think Qatar Airways does very well. Now, the aircraft. The aircraft is incredibly spacious. It's an Airbus A350-1000 aircraft, which features 2 classes, business class, in other words Qsuite, and economy class. Now, the business class Qsuite is what today's video focused on, and that was incredibly great. really happy with how Qatar Airways did the Qsuite. The seat is incredibly comfortable. So 5 stars here. Something that I like about the A350 is or the Qatar Airways A350 for that matter, is the fact that the central overhead bins, there are no central overhead bins. It makes the cabin feel much more open. Also, there's a mood lighting feature in the cabin that like the flight attendants can use to help sleeping, and I personally find it helpful. The food is look at 4 3/4 on this flight. Now the food is phenomenal. Like the fact that they pull it off to do restaurant quality food, the fact that the food is absolutely delicious, very flavorsome in terms of combinations, both the food in the lounge and on the flight. I just don't know how Qatar manages to pull it off, but it is incredible. Like that omelet I had for breakfast tastes like it's fresh out of the kitchen. That Arabic mezza I had for lunch, it's just vibrant and full of flavor. But I would be looking to get the Arabic mezza again because of the hummus and the baba ganoush. It's just absolutely delicious with the warm pita bread. And the one other airline I've so far tried an Arabic mezza on is Emirates, and the pita bread on Emirates, it's not really that fresh. Also with Qatar Airways, it's warm, soft, and fresh. It's just an incredibly nice, it's an incredibly nice texture, and I just love fresh pita bread. The food is absolutely delicious. Now, in terms of the service on board is incredible. All of the flight attendants are nice. The crew are friendly, engaging, and the service just feels very personalized. Like they're just really nice, and the service, in my opinion, just earns 5 stars because I just have to give it to Qatar as the world's best airline. Now the bed. The business class bed in the Qsuite is one of Qatar's strong points, in my opinion. When in the fully lie-flat position with the privacy door closed, it literally just feels like your own little cocoon in the sky, which I personally like because I just love having that additional privacy. And I slept for a good amount of time during the flight, especially after lunch when I was done with both meals and I didn't really have much filming to do in between then and now. So the business class bed on Qatar Airways just earns 5 stars. Now, the cleanliness of the aircraft. Now, this is going to be the final factor that we're going to be considering today. Or technically the second to last because I also want to include the amenities. So the cleanliness of the aircraft is great. The lavatory is incredibly clean. Spotless. The lavatory is also kind of spacious. At least the aircraft's like not that filthy. It just feels very incredible and modern. And yeah, that's the cleanliness of the aircraft. Now moving on to the final factor, amenities. So Qatar amenities just earns 5 stars because they have those luxury Etihad products, which I personally love. I just personally love the Etihad products in general because they're just really nice. The amenity kit is well stocked, and on average, I'd give Qatar Airways Qsuites 5 stars. I would certainly fly them again. After an amazing flight, we began our descent into New York City. After flying with Qatar Airways in their luxurious Qsuite business class, it's easy for me to say that this was one of the best flights of my life. I hope to fly with Qatar Airways in their Qsuites again. thank you guys so much for watching the video. Please remember to like and subscribe if you haven't already, and also leave a comment if you guys feel like it. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Anyways, bye guys.